The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
A very good evening to all of you, and the Love Talk Show is on air.
Is on air to learn about intelligent love.
A very good evening also to the couple that is here with us today.
Good evening, Pastor.
Good evening, Pastor.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a while.
Yeah. Listen, we are going today, and from today onwards up to the 14th of September, which is our Love Walk. We are going to share here and share with everyone the songs the youth group have already prepared for the Love Walk. Most likely one of these songs will be picked up. We won't say which one is, but these songs, they were already chosen among them all, and one of them most likely will be played in the Love Walk 2024. So every single day you will have the privilege to hear what the youth group has prepared for all of us. And today's program, we are going to talk about insecurities.
A very touchy subject. A subject that can be very helpful as well for many people.
Insecurities, they have been a problem for couples, but also for singles.
100%. It stops. I don't want to give too much away, but insecurities can really hinder a lot of people if they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, you touch in a very sensitive subject. Let's watch this video, and after we are going to talk about it.
Have you ever felt insecure? It is a negative feeling that is generally associated with anxiety. Anxious people tend to be insecure because they spend much time questioning their way of being and their decisions. When insecurity arises, some celebrities end up having unexpected reactions. That is what happened to Nicole Kidman, who was visibly uncomfortable during an awards show when an unknown woman approached Keith Urban and seemed to be flirting with him. The couple often show their love and care for each other at events and in interviews. In one of them, Nicole took the opportunity to comment that the secret for her husband not to be jealous of her is because he keeps busy. He sees the show at the very end when it's a show. The actress mentioned that her husband only sees her work when everything is already edited. He does not even read the script and does not know what happens on the recording set. Emotional insecurity can get in the way of a relationship. That happened during a party in Australia, where Zac Efron reportedly had a jealous fit when he saw his former girlfriend, Vanessa Valladares, talking to other men at the party. People who witnessed that said that he became visibly angry and uncomfortable, which resulted in an argument between the couple. A few months later, the relationship came to an end. Zac Efron revealed one of his insecurities in an interview, admitting that his mental health was heavily impacted by the search for the so-called perfect body, and that it triggered other problems. Even celebrities, who have thousands of fans worldwide, along with beauty and wealth, suffer from this problem.
You must be Hela. And Thor, son of Odin.
Chris Hemsworth, who played Thor in the cinema, has revealed his insecurity in his first works. I became incredibly insecure and full of anxiety because I didn't know if I was any good, said the actor.
Why would somebody want me dead?
Who would have guessed that model and Hollywood star Jemmy Dornan was insecure? Of course I'm insecure. I feel insecure about everything. Nothing changes when you become famous. Hard to believe, right? No matter what an insecure person does, they cannot escape this fear and inferiority. The longer someone lives with insecurity, the more difficult it is to overcome it. See if you identify with some signs of insecurity: low self-esteem, indecision, inferiority complex, fear of being rejected, fear of receiving criticism, emotional dependence. Those who are emotionally insecure believe that they cannot achieve certain goals, leading to a state of stagnation. This feeling is often the result of negative experiences in the past. Insecurity and love do not mix. This tends to interfere with any relationship. Learn how to overcome this problem in today's program.
And today we are going to talk about this theme, insecurities. Insecurities, sometimes they can bring up the worst that is inside of a human being. You see sometimes people being so confident and succeeding even in so many areas of their lives. But Andrea, no one has an idea, or sometimes they end up having the idea when the insecurities are coming up, and they reveal what I just said, the worst that is inside of this person.
And it has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do if it's a man or a woman, if they are tall or small, because insecurity can come up, and sometimes it can bring up the worst reactions ever.
Let's watch or let's read the first slide that we prepared to share this with you. Insecure people tend to see what they don't have. And it couldn't be more right what is written here. An insecure person is not able to see the qualities they have, but they can see what they do not have.
Exactly, Pastor. They tend to focus on qualities of other people, longing for it and never developing within themselves. And this unfortunately affects that person, because if I'm always looking at what other people have, I'm never able to work within myself, and I'm never able to better myself. Then I find myself complaining, and then I find myself putting myself down even more because of what I don't have. And as you were saying, Pastor, we tend, or insecurities tend to bring out the worst in a person. So if I'm looking at someone and looking at what they have, and I'm, craving or longing for what they have, I start to look at that person in a negative light.
And not investing in what they have. And sometimes people, they have so many qualities and talents, and they despise what they have. Mm-hmm. Even their qualities and talents, they become rusty.
Yeah, it's like a vicious cycle. So the more the person looks at someone else or other people, they start to compare themselves.
Exactly.
And because they're too busy doing that, they're not working on themselves. And because they're not working on themselves, then other people develop, and then it just goes.
Yeah.
And frustration that keeps on increasing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the snowball of insecurities? Let's see the second slide that says insecurity can harm couples, even financially, Andrea.
And sometimes what happens is when the wife earns more than the husband, for example, the husband tends to feel insecure, and then I'm not saying mistreat the wife, but act out or upon that insecurity. So it tends to, so the problems will arise here because of that situation. And that's not the case. We have, for example, couples that they can work together and they can even better their qualities if they invest on each other. And today I help, tomorrow you help. We are a team. If you earn more today, I will work, I will better myself, and we will work as a team. So if these insecurities come up in the marriage, in this situation, financially, it can cause a lot of problems.
And it's because we have seen and witnessing couples overcoming and being able to eliminate whatever was on their way as singles or already as a couple, that we have, and we invite everyone to join the love therapy that will happen. The next one will be this coming Thursday at 8 p.m. where you will also learn how to take the right steps towards to your happiness. And talking about insecurities, we were talking, Edir, can you please share with us the next one? Says behind insecurity there are feelings such as envy and jealousy. Exactly. Isn't it?
Yes, Pastor, I agree. And it even links with the first slide that we were speaking about, comparing and always looking to what other people have. But even with this slide, I have a story.
You have
a story to tell. Actually, it happened last week. My wife and I, we were evangelizing there in the town centre of in Romford. And what happened? We approached a young man, and
I think you approached him. Or he approached
I
us.
I approached him, or he approached us, and we started
Can't
speaking.
remember.
And as we were speaking, I asked him, for his age. He told me his age, and he looked away from me and looked at my wife and asked her age. Then I was like, oh, okay. Then he was there talking to her, trying to guess. Stop talking to me. Tried to guess her age. Then I spoke to him again, and then he kind of waved me up and looked at my wife, and he said, okay, so what country are you from? And this, and he was, you could see that he was,
Making the move.
there you go. He was trying to make
I was
moves.
looking at him like, what's going
And
on?
my wife was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and he was looking at her. And I didn't feel any sense of, like it says here, any sense of jealousy or insecurity, or I'm going to
Imagine if you were an insecure man. Can you imagine the fight, the argument, even the physical fight that could happen on that moment?
And Pastor, with this, it says insecurities. Behind insecurities are feelings such as envy and jealousy. If I was insecure, I may have even had an argument with him, but he would leave. I would have made up something in my head, blaming her, my wife, for why did you answer him? Why did you entertain? I was there.
Yeah.
But then I would then start to entertain thoughts within my head and start to take things out on my wife.
Believing that they were real just in your mind.
Exactly,
And it was
Pastor.
just insecurities talking about this.
Exactly.
How many, sorry to interrupt, how many things happen and things that we are not even expecting under this insecurity and jealousy. For example, Ricardo, sorry, Peter. I remember a situation where we were back in Australia while we were there, and we heard that a man was in the elevator with the person that he was dating, the woman that he was dating, and because he felt so another person entered the elevator, so it was like a place, nothing was planned, nothing, and a man entered the elevator and looked at the woman, so his girlfriend, and because he suspected that something was going on, he just killed the woman right there and then. I know it's like, wow, it's violence, but it happens because imagine when people are under this insecurity and they allow their feelings, their emotions to rule at that moment, things can happen, things like this.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yes, although it's something taken to that extreme, obviously, but insecurities in a day-to-day life are bringing up so many problems, arguments, fights, suspicious ideas, and we end up making our own movies. Making our own movies. This is what insecurities can do. Well, can we read the next one, please? It says insecurity can hinder or destroy a relationship.
It's true. I mean, even this story now is, I don't know if you can destroy a relationship any more than that, but if a person, they could be married or even dating, if they have these issues and they don't overcome them, they can end up becoming even unbearable to the other person. Because imagine, for example, even you as a pastor, there's more women in the church than there are men. So, it's often that sometimes a woman would come to ask for help, innocently, and imagine if I'm there and I'm insecure, I'm going to be there now throwing accusations.
The drama that you will create.
Exactly.
Out of it.
Going to be there throwing accusations, asking questions, becoming more insecure, and then it's just going to come from me and spill out to you. It's just going to cause unnecessary problems. And how many people, they actually go through situations like that and they live that day in, day out, just because of the insecurity of one or even both.
Imagine couples.
Sorry, I was just thinking, unfortunately, how many relationships have been destroyed because of insecurity.
People who love each other.
Yeah. Because
People, they create a relationship, a marriage, out of love.
exactly, Pastor. And if a person doesn't allow God to solve what's in them, because only God can solve this. If a person doesn't allow God to solve what's in them and to clear their mind, it becomes inevitable that the relationship will become destroyed. No matter how many times the person says, I'm sorry, I'm going to change, I'm going to change, I'm going to change, it will continue if they don't solve what's inside.
So this is where the love therapy kicks in.
Yeah.
Because this is the opportunity and the perfect opportunity for someone who suffers with insecurities to be healed from inside and to know what to do in order to be protected against those insecurities that so many times are coming from within their own hearts. Well, let's watch what people are talking about the love therapy sessions.
The word on the street.
How do you think insecurity can affect a relationship?
If someone looks at my mobile,
And how do you think, what effect do you think that would have on the
it
relationship?
will be devastating because I wouldn't have it. Simple as that. If anybody looks at my mobile without my permission, it's a no-no.
And what kind of feelings would you say are behind insecurity? What can cause a person to become insecure?
Maybe something to do with their previous relationship, maybe. If I've had a bad relationship, then it may well affect them facing somebody else. That's how I feel.
Do you think that insecurity can undermine a relationship?
Yes, it can. It will undermine a relationship. Again, it's trust. It's all to do with trust. If you don't trust someone from the start, forget about it. I'll say it again, just forget about it.
The word on the street.
And this coming Thursday, 8 p.m., we are all to be together, also with Bishop James, together with his wife, where we are going to learn more about how to succeed in this area. You are going to be with us, correct?
Most definitely, Pastor. We won't miss.
Andrea, and you also will be with me. And if this person is suffering with insecurities, what would be your advice to them?
So when we watched the testimony, the lady said something really important. She's confident now because she has the strength of the confidence and the strength of whatever she needs in order to establish a relationship. But first, she established a relationship with God. He is the person that gives us the confidence. If you don't trust God, if you don't trust yourself, how come you are going to have someone to trust in? Or how come will someone trust you?
So don't forget this coming Thursday, 8 p.m. The address, please.
232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park, London, N4 3NX.
And don't forget, on the 14th of September, we are going to have the Love Walk. And if you want, you can look to one of our branches. You can get your kit if you want. Although it's free for everyone, you can join the Love Walk and you don't need to pay anything. Here in London, we'll be at Kennington Park, and you are more than welcome to join us, to be with us. Well, I leave you with one of the songs that the youth group has prepared to all of us. See you tomorrow at the same time. Bye bye.